In this session, we're going to talk about planting and hydrozones. So InQI is designed to give you all the things that you need to do a plant. Now, you might take that plan and take it to something like a Vectorworks or AutoCAD and do a whole lot more with it, but we're going to try to help with, assist with it, so you have all the information in a very easy way, in a visual way, and sometimes it might be even enough for you to go and present it to your client. You can customize it and so forth. But let's see how that works. So within InQI, so we have these plant collections, right? So if I go here, in my case, I've defined some, but let's go define another one. And I'm going to define this one, and I'll put in this one, Southern California. Southern California. Spell right, that'll be good. So my Southern California plants, right? And I'll put that in, and I trim that green. Now I have that in, so I have this. And basically now it's integrated with a database of about 10,000 different plants. We know a lot of information about them and so forth, different hydrozones, indoor, outdoor, sunlight, watering, and all that stuff, right? Names and so forth is all there. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to say this one is African blood lily, so I'll put ABL in there, right? ABL. And this is the diameter is 6, everything to scale, and I'm going to say this one is more like this icon. You have different icons, so I'll put that one in. I'm going to go in and I'm going to select this one here, and this one is African red gold, so I'll put AM, and I'll put this one as a 3, half of the size of that. And I'm going to say this one looks like that, right? You choose icons, right? So you get the idea. You define your plant selection. So these selections, these plants are for you as the user, available to all the projects that you have. You can have many different types. You can choose off of any of them to build your project, right? So we go to a project. Everything project, as you already know, I've mentioned many times, it's an address. So this is an address. So in this address, what we have done is we go in and we enable the planting plan. The point object is enabled, the planting and the planting hydrozone. These two are required to be enabled so you can do the work. Now, best practices is usually that you define a hydrozone and then you plant in the hydrozone. So let's talk about that. You don't have to, but let's talk about it, right? So I'm going to go define a hydrozone. I'm going to put it on the plane because it's available here. I'm going to define this hydrozone. So what I can do is now, this is the hydrozone, and I can say it's a warm water. Let me create another one down here. Two hydrozones. So I'm going to do another one here. One is going to be on this side. And again, remember that everything is to scale, right? So we are actually calculating the scale. So this is the scale. We have the information here. I'm going to make this one a bluish color so we can see the difference. So that's the bluish color of that. And let's just leave it at that, right? So and we can define as many hydrozones as we want. Let's go to planting. So on the planting, so I have these that are defined. Remember, we created Southern California. So these are all the different plants that I have access to. I can choose from any of them. So how do I do it? So like on this one, in Northern California, well, let's say I want to plant in this hydrozone here. So I click on it. I will select a single point. I want to drop them on the plant. So I go click 1, click 2, click 3, click 4, click 5, click 6, and stuff, right? I kind of planted it here. So basically now I'm doing my plant. Now I could have done another way too. So let's say this 4-foot one, and maybe you notice here that I can draw a line, I can fill in a rectangle and so forth. For the sake of you seeing it, I'm going to do a draw line. So I'm going to do, obviously not doing it on the driveway, but that way you see now I'm going to draw a line in the area that I want. And when I click, it will calculate that line know what size it is, and pop, 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 with all the plants in. Let's go ahead and choose, from this one here, I'll choose, either one, I'll choose this 3-foot one. I'm going to do a polygon, so I'll do polygon 2. So I will go ahead and say I want to go this one, this one that I have. And I will do the same thing here. And you're going to go calculate those numbers, and you see all the information. Now, what do I have? I have now created the hydrozone. I've created the planting plant. And if you look up here, when you say, okay, now I want to go take a look at the plant list, it will give you the plants that they're selected, the plant counts, and how many of them there's 123 of these. So you have all the information, right? Now, when you generate an output, when you generate a report out, then you have that information as well. So this gives you the ability to do complete hydrozone layout, to do complete planting, and be able to sketch it out, or as a conceptual thing. Take it to a client if you want, or export it out as a DXF, bring it into AutoCAD or Vectorworks, and just work through that. So that's as easy as it gets to try to create hydrozones and planting with your InQI.